2 wins down, 2 series wins to go. The Chicago Blackhawks are back in the Western Conference Final, taking on the Colorado Avalanche. Of course, it's the Battle of Pennsylvania on the other side between Pittsburgh and Philly. We have seen 2 very, very drastically different sides to this Blackhawks team. We have seen this team at its best, at its most dominant against St. Louis, and we have seen this team struggle but come back with their backs against the wall. That Minnesota series, the start of that was the strangest thing I think I've ever seen. Back-to-back shutouts. We were shut out 3 times in the first 4 games, but won the series in 7, outscoring them 12-2 in the last 2 games. It's unreal that we're even here right now and still in this postseason run. But again, this team has shown that they are good enough and that they can face adversity and come back. It's just the question, though, of on a game-to-game basis, what are we going to see from this lineup? And now the question is, too, I think I'm probably going to stick with the lineup that we went with here that ended up winning for us. More than likely, I would say that's what we're going to do. I wonder about Kayumov, but I think we'll leave him for now. We're just going to leave this team as is. Again, we made changes. Dennis Gilbert ended up drawing in defensively and was phenomenal, by the way. So I'm very intrigued again to see what happens. Now, there is one issue. Ben Bishop and Joonas Korpisalo are the 2 that we're going to have to rely on here. Korpisalo is going to get the start. Mackenzie Blackwood is hurt. We'll see what happens. As it stands, he's getting a contract. I think he has to. We'll hand it out when it's time to hand it out, though. I'm gonna leave it at that. We want to leave our options open, but as it stands, does he deserve a contract? Yes, he absolutely does. So as it stands right now, again, the situation in the conference final, in terms of vetoes and whether or not they carry over, a little bit mixed, but more of the support was on the side of them not carrying over, which, you know, I do kind of like, because in that way I can only be so conservative. I have to really use them wisely. Right now we'll have 2 trade vetoes built up in case we were to lose here and Milbury takes back over. If we win this 3rd round, that's 3 vetoes. If we win the Cup, we get the team for next year as well, which could be crucial, to say the least. Enough stalling. Colorado, what do you look like? What are we up against? We know Nathan MacKinnon's there, at the very least. What is the rest of the team? Goodness gracious. Whoo, boy, this is going to be an interesting one. Gabriel Landeskog has 15 points in 13 games. Nathan MacKinnon has 23 points in 13 games. And Mikko Rantanen has 16 points in 13 games. Their top line is still intact. For how much longer, I don't know. Second line, Andrei Burakovsky, a very respectable 8 points in 13 games. Getting paid $5.6 million. Centered by Nazem Kadri. Very good point total. Penalty minutes are up there a little bit. No real surprise for Kadri in the playoffs. JT Compher rounds out that second line. I mean, this is a phenomenal team. A phenomenal team. Third line, Tyson Jost, struggling a little bit. Not getting paid all that much, though. Vladislav Nemesnikov is there. 6 points as well. Getting paid a lot. And Martin Kaut also there. 3 points in 13 games. The fourth line, Arturi Lehkonen, Adam Gaudette, and Matthew Savoy on the fourth line. Interesting call. The defense. Oh, boy. Bowen Byram and Cale Makar. Makar getting paid a lot. Byram, that's a really good deal for him. Second pairing is Sam Girard and Connor Timmins. And the third pair, Marco Scandella and Brett Kulak. I mean, what's the goaltending look like? That could be and should be the equalizer. I was very concerned because that forward core, really good. That defense, very good. 2 top 2 defensemen, that's a problem. 2 sub-80 overall goaltenders. Michael DiPietro and Justice Anuin, who has not played yet. Michael DiPietro, 908 save percentage. No matter how good the forwards are, no matter how good the defenses are, we should be able to get to DiPietro. And if we don't, I'm not going to be surprised that we get beat by a 79 overall goalie, I got to be honest. Josh Anderson, Shane Bowers, and AJ Greer. Friend of the channel? Friend of the channel. AJ Greer. Let's go with that. Why not? In terms of the overalls, at this point, let's see what we're dealing with. 100 offense to 99. They have the big defense advantage. But again, even with the injury, the goaltending advantage is huge and needs to be the difference maker if we are going to win this series. So whether or not it's Korpisalo, whether or not it's Ben Bishop, get the job done. Help us win. Let's move on to the Stanley Cup final. Again, Mackenzie Blackwood with the hamstring injury is out for the next 19 days and will not start until he is 100% healthy. So the only way we see him again is in the Stanley Cup final. Let's get the series underway. Game 1 on home ice. Never quite know what we're going to see out of this team, but a return to form from the first round would be more than welcomed. First period, and a good start. John Quenneville and Arthur Kayumov with the goals. Landeskog gets one back late. 15 shots to 9 in their favor. Great job, though, by Joonas Korpisalo to begin this series. Second period, we add to the lead. Power play goal from Patrick Kane. 28 shots to 20. We go to the third, up by 2, and now up by 3. Kirby Dach gets another one. The offense absolutely getting to DiPietro as you would hope they would. And right now our defense and goaltending has been on point. Colorado wasted the power play. Jonathan Toews, the captain, makes it happen. 5th goal of the game for this Blackhawks team. Late power play chance goes to Lace. Colorado with one of their own. They give up a shorty to Jonathan Toews. Didn't count as a shorty, though, but ultimately, who cares? 6-1 is your final score. A return to form from the first round against the Blues, indeed. Korpisalo, fantastic. Fantastic. Again, though, we picked him up at the deadline because Bishop was struggling. He was great, and then Toews and Kane. The established, calming presence of our two leaders at this point. Both with a great game. DeBrincat, solid as well. Ryan Pulock had a great game. Noshek and Dillon, great games as well. Strome, Fitzgerald, and Nylander, the only players who weren't at least a plus. And then again, Korpisalo, 29 of 30. Spectacular stuff from him. And a great game overall for the Blackhawks. Pittsburgh also won game 1 by the score of 6-1. So high scoring affairs on both sides of the bracket. We have no reason to make any changes except Ben Bishop's going to be in for game 2 because he's the higher rated goalie and is going to put him in by default because I forgot to switch it. So Ben Bishop, please don't screw this up or I'm going to send you down to make sure I don't have to worry about this again. First period, god damn it. That might be a Stanley Cup costing mistake to have started Ben Bishop. Rantanen scores within 4 minutes. Boqvist shorthanded ties it. Landeskog scores 39 seconds left. 2-1 lead, 11 shots to 7. The Avs with the advantage. 2 goals from center ice, by the way, because I don't know why. Like, I get that it probably just picks a random spot because it's just like, okay, it procs. Like, okay, goal. But, like, really, that's so immersion breaking. Second period, we tie it up. Kirby Dach with the goal. 21 shots to 19. Tied it 2 on the board as we go to the third period. Much better from Ben Bishop there. Early power play chance for the Hawks goes to waste. Power play chance for the Avs. Short-handed goal for Jonathan Toews, who has really turned it on so far in this episode, although Nazem Kadri is able to tie it. We are halfway through the third, tied at 3. Shots are close. Next goal is going to win this game. Alex DeBrincat, make me a truth teller, please. Yes, Alex Nylander, the empty netter. We accidentally start Ben Bishop, but it doesn't cost us. The Blackhawks take the first 2 games of this series, successfully defending home ice, and we are just 2 wins away from a Stanley Cup final appearance. Jonathan Toews, a 3-point night. Spectacular stuff from him. A game to forget for Adam Boqvist, but we were able to survive. And again, Bishop was not great. He really wasn't. But we made it work as we get ready for game 3. 11-4 in terms of the goal scoring in this series thus far. No doubt about it, Korpisalo's the guy, but here's the thing. I have lost all confidence in Ben Bishop. Wouter Peters is getting the call up. We're going to send Bishop down, and that way I don't have to worry about auto-rotating goalies. Can't tell me Peters is going to do that much worse than Bishop. So sorry to Big Ben, but you're just not cutting the mustard, dog. So Joonas Korpisalo's in. People aren't happy that Ben Bishop's left the team. I guess I didn't have to send him down to do that. I really didn't. Who cares? How much morale are we really going to lose? But you know what? Screw it. What if I send him back up? There you go. Is everyone happy now? There you go, Patty. Be happy. Be happy. There we go. Everyone's happy. 84 locker room chemistry. Game 3. Joonas Korpisalo back between the pipes. Let's hope the day off didn't disrupt any momentum he may have had. We're in Colorado, but will the trend continue, or will we see the home team always winning trend begin to really, show its ugly face? First period. Maybe. I hit the button. I'm afraid to hit it again. First period? There we go. Okay, that was weird. Kayumov gets the opening goal the first 20 minutes. 12 shots to 9 in their favor. But Kayumov's been an interesting call-up. Done well since replacing Jesper Fast. Second period, scoreless. 22 shots to 17 in their favor. But we are still in the lead. Now is the time for our offense to show up and ice this game. Power play chance goes to waste for Colorado to begin the first few minutes of the period is what I was going to say. Ned Eakin on the power play makes it 2-0. Another power play chance goes to waste. Martin Kaut scores on a very abbreviated power play on Wouter Peters. We have a power play. Ryan Pulock scores. What is even happening right now? 3-1. Why is Peters in? We're winning 2-1. The Chicago Blackhawks have a 3-0 series lead. 2 power play goals from Eakin and Pulock. The Pulock. But Wouter Peters is in and gave up a power play goal. I have so many questions. Peters was in for most of the game. What? You had 24 saves. What the hell? What? Did I accidentally start Wouter Peters? No, see, Korpisalo did start, and he was 10 for 10, and then got pulled. But Wouter Peters stepped in and shut the damn doors, unlike Ben Bishop would have, I'm sure. We're 1 game away from the Stanley Cup final. That's the important thing to note here. We have a 3-0 series lead on Colorado. Is Korpisalo hurt? No. It was just one of those freak 1-game absences. Okay, Philly has won 2 straight. They're up 2-1 now. We're 1 game away from the Stanley Cup final. This is bizarre at this point. But this could happen. Let's see how it goes. No reason to change anything with the lineups. Korpisalo between the pipes. Can we almost unceremoniously make our way to the Stanley Cup final to take on the winner of the Battle of Philadelphia? I was going to say the Battle of Philadelphia, the Battle of Pennsylvania. Philadelphia is in the lead of that series. First period of Game 4 is scoreless. 16 shots to 3. That is a gigantic W for Colorado to not be losing right now. Wow. The ice was certainly tilted, but it didn't help us any. Second period, also scoreless. 26 shots to 12. We go to the third. Colorado fighting for their lives. We are fighting to end this series right here and right now. This next goal is the most important. Power play for the Avs. Can we kill it off? Yes, we can. We're halfway to the third. Mackenzie Entwistle. The men twistle. Oh my God, please, under 5 minutes. No way did Mackenzie Entwistle just score a series-clinching goal. Oh my God, 1-0 is your final. 36 shots to 17. The Chicago Blackhawks are going to the Stanley Cup final. Michael DiPietro was spectacular. Joonas Korpisalo with a 17-save shutout. And of all people, it's someone I had faith in, but not Mike. My beautiful, beautiful fourth line seals the deal. Mackenzie Entwistle scores again. The Chicago Blackhawks, despite missing Mackenzie Blackwood, are going to the Stanley Cup final thanks to Joonas Korpisalo and company. Meanwhile, the Battle of Pennsylvania is at a 2-2 split. That is the most unceremonious conference final I've ever seen. And I've seen the Bruins sweep teams in the conference final in real life. There's a lot more hype for that because this is just like, okay, what type of team are we going to see? Oh, we're going to see the good team again. Oh, okay. Just like against St. Louis, we're going to see the good team. And we're just going to steamroll Colorado straight out of the playoffs. Ned Eakin has 12 points in 15 games. Kind of want a little bit more from him. Doc still doing well. DeBrincat still doing well. Kayumov has 4 points in 11 games. Pretty good. Braden Point still without a goal, but an assist machine. Patty Kane still over a point a game as well. Strome, solid. Taves, very solid. Alex Nylander doing well, and again, that fourth line. 7 points for Quenneville, 5 for Nosek. 5 goals for Mackenzie Entwistle. Phenomenal stuff. And then defensively, I mean, Dillon and Pulock have been great. Jones and Boqvist have been great. Gilbert and Fitzgerald have been great. And speaking of great, good God. As good as Mackenzie Blackwood was, and granted, he's played 11 games to Korpisalo's 4, as meh as Ben Bishop was, Korpisalo was fantastic. And Wouter Peters, .960, and a win in his first ever NHL game, let alone a playoff game. That addition of Joonas Korpisalo may have saved our season. We are going to the Stanley Cup final. Will it be against Pittsburgh, or will it be a 2010 rematch 14 years later against the Philadelphia Flyers? Pittsburgh battles back. They've won 2 straight. And will it be the Penguins? That is the question. Here we go. No. Philly says no. Game 7. 3-2 victory in Game 6. The winner will face us in the final. And the winner is... It will be revealed in a moment. I'm not going to cliffhanger you. I just want to say thank you for watching. It is greatly appreciated. Of course, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Check out everything in the description. And a shout out to my patrons. I'm probably not going to put the patron thing up because it would, go over who wins here. But I love you all. I will see you all in the next one. Stay safe, wash your hands, and in that next video, we take on the Pittsburgh Penguins in the Stanley Cup final.